What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be building another budget PC. This time it's going to be a little different. This is actually going to be from parts I have lying around already. We're going to have a cheapo motherboard with an i5 2400 and a GTX 970, which I've used before in previous videos. This is a EVGA one though. But I'm going to show you what I do a little bit to get used parts ready. I've had these lying around, I haven't done anything with them yet. I'm going to show you how you take off the cooler on the GPU and replace thermal paste, and how I get everything set up and testing before I actually build the system, so that I know it works before I get it all built and then I don't get a boot. So let's just jump into that. Alright, now as you can see, you just get it all set up on cardboard box, non-conductive surface, and then just piece it together. Like I got the cooler on the processor, I got some RAM in there, I have all this other RAM that I picked up that I've been doing testing on, make sure it's all running. Use memtest on this stuff. So far, this is all passed. I am having issues with these, which these are all 2 gig sticks, so it's not a huge deal. All the other ones are 4 gigs. But I got it all set up. I got power supply over here, have it all hooked up, connected. And I was doing some testing already on this, and I want to show you guys something. So I'm going to start this up. Alright, and listen to this CPU fan here. Super loud. Not very desirable in a PC. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it off. I'm going to go clean it, and then we're going to come back, put it back on, see if it makes a difference. If not, I might just have to suffer through it, or I'm going to have to dig through a box, see if I have a tower cooler I could use on it. I'll be right back after I get all that done. Okay, I have the Cooler Master cooler tower on here, but this fan's a lot quieter, so it's not as big of a deal, so I'm not too worried about that. I will have it in a fully enclosed case. It'd be a lot quieter. So next I'm going to show you how to repaste a GPU, especially if you buy them used, and especially if they're 970, if they've only had one owner. You don't know if they've ever been repasted. It could be the same original factory thermal paste, and by now that stuff would be really dried up. So I'm going to get this all cleared up, and we're going to jump to the GPU. Alright, and I'm actually going to bring you guys in on this part. So I like to take a fine bristled paintbrush, and before I take it apart, just give it a nice clean down. You don't know if these people had pets or what was going on, so you just want to give it a preliminary dust. And it's probably best to do this outside, but I'm not taking my camera outside right now. Alright, as you give it the preliminary dust down, looks good. Focus your attention here on the back. You got, let me focus the camera in here for you guys. You got 4 screws. You're just going to want to go in a cross pattern and start by loosening them. Don't take them all the way out first, just loosen. Just go around. That way you're keeping equal pressure on the die, and you're not putting too much pressure on one side. And then when you put them back, the screws back in, you'll do the same thing. Screw it in a little bit at a time, go all the way around until it's all the way on. Alright, and I think that's it. Yeah, this card. That's it for this card. So there you can see thermal paste, dried up, nasty. Look at that. Excuse my mug. Alright, come in, some rubbing alcohol. Let's clean it all up off of there. This will drastically affect performance when you're going from something like this to having it a brand new thermal paste, and let you get some overclocks too. And then when you're in here, give it a nice little brush down too. Also be careful of the fan connectors right there. You can't unplug them. I'm just keeping it so close together that I don't need to worry about unplugging it. Alright, looking good. Again, we're using the Arctic MX4. I've recommended it before, recommend it again. I'll put a link in the description this time where to buy it at. You just get it on Amazon. Just put a nice little spot on there. Now, when it comes to CPUs, I don't spread the thermal paste out. But when it comes to GPUs, I like to just kind of give it a nice little spread by myself. When you put the CPU on, you add pressure yourself. The GPU, while you're adding pressure with the screws, there's a set amount of force you can put in, and if it doesn't fully make contact, you're not gonna have a good time. So let's pop it back over, line up the screw holes. Alright, same thing as when you take it apart. Put the screws in. A little bit at a time, just so they catch. And then you'll go around in the same cross pattern. Make sure you don't pull your bit out of your screwdriver. Cross pattern all the way until it's all the way in. You'll know it's all the way in, it'll just stop. Like if you have to try to force it to screw in anymore, you're done. Alright, there we are. I'm going to try to get this on camera. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Let me focus the camera real quick. Alright, so right in there, very small, you can see where the die would be right underneath there. And then the heatsink is right here. So if you can see it touching in there, it's really hard to get this on camera. But if you can see it touching there, you know you're good. And now it's repasted and cleaned up. Looks a lot nicer too. So next what we'll do is we will get this built. There we go. It's built. It's a little disappointing. The glass is so tinted that you actually can't see much of the RGB fans inside. I'll probably just throw an LED strip in there somewhere, give it a little bit more glow, make it a little bit more, RGB bling. Or as somebody would say, a particular Australian tech tuber, RG bling. Talking about Brian from Tokyo City. Alright, so I think we're going to do some benchmarks for some games. Let's see. I'm actually going to run this with OBS screen capture this time. I'm not going to do the normal, boring, put my camera on the screen, because it just looks like crap. So I'm going to get that ready, and then we'll pop over into the screen capture with OBS. And here we are in heaven. I'm going to run the benchmark, and we'll see what we get. We will be back as soon as the benchmark finishes. And the results are in. We're looking at an average FPS of 105.2 with a score of 2,651, minimum FPS of 23.6, and a max of 212.7. Next we will jump into Fortnite, which I'm a little bit worried about because with the i5 2400, Fortnite is maybe going to struggle with OBS recording in the background. So we'll see how that is. Let's just jump into it. What's up? Get out of here, son. What you thinking? That was insane. What were you thinking? There we go. Definitely playable. Alright, on to Warzone. I'm not using anything to capture the FPS or anything like that. We're just gonna see what it looks like on the CPU. Not very hopeful for this one.
Get yourself a proper warm-up.
Alright.
Deployed soon.
Okay. First thoughts. Not terrible. Not terrible at all. Oh, this is definitely playable. Oh, he was behind me. Oh, he was hiding.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Very playable. And we're outside. Once you get into close quarters inside, this is going to be even better FPS. It doesn't have to load as much. This is probably like the bottom of the barrel CPU for Warzone right here. Alright, let's just try to find one person real quick and then move on. Yes, run. Run, little boy. Ooh. Where's your shield at, son? Let's go. Easy peasy, dude. Alright, there we go. Alright. Let's hop off of this and do some talking about the build and the pricing. Alright, and there's the PC, guys. So the i5 2400 paired with the GTX 970 was actually able to play Warzone. I did not expect that at all. I thought, yes, it'll play Fortnite, but Warzone, it's too demanding. It's not going to keep up. It did it. And that was with OBS running, which is going to take some CPU usage. So you can probably get a little bit better performance without running OBS. Now, streaming from this while playing those games, no. I would say some esports titles, maybe, if you want to stream. If you want to upgrade the CPU and have the ability to stream and not have huge lags in your game, now, pretty cheap for this one. Motherboard, RAM, CPU, $70 as a bundle. Power supply I got from EVGA's B stock, which they sell damaged, cosmetically damaged products at huge discounts. So it's a 600 watt, 80 plus white power supply. Got that for $34. So it takes us about $105. Graphics card I paid $100 for, so we're at $205. Case $35. 240, 500 gig SSD, got it for $30, so $270. Now, for $270, this was a great buy, great deal, great build. Had to drive a little bit for the parts, but worth it. And now, since you've seen all that, you've seen what it can do, gave you the pricing, let's just have some footage of the PC. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like and subscribe and ring the bell to get notified when I post more videos. And like I said, I will post the link for the thermal paste in the description. And I also hope you enjoyed the new way of recording benchmarks and games. I switched to using OBS for my camera so you can see better quality and you can see more realistic FPS of the games rather than relying on just looking at the numbers.